Yo, 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 hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Just trying to get this stuff straight. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome. Another Friday evening. We at it again, doing another another live. Let me see who's in here right quick. I seen Danny come in. Hey, what's up, brother Danny? How you doing? Jasmine Henry, how you doing? Let's see. Rizzo's in here. How you doing? Cluster B. I think that might be it for right now. Okay, it's just us for right now, but hopefully we get some other people to chime in, and I know they got people that come in a little bit later, but hey, welcome. I'm your host, Solomon Savoy. So we go walk this thing all the way out. We're gonna be raw and uncut again on this one. So, this one is, what would you tell your 13-year-old self? And what happened was I was listening to one of my favorite rappers, and he had a song that he was talking about. Actually, I got Rizzo to listen to it the other day, but he actually was talking about, like talking to his 6-year-old self, things like that. So I was like, you know what? Let me think about that for a second. Like, what would you tell your 13-year-old self? Like all the stuff that we know now about, everything. I'm not just gonna be stuck on narcissists on this video, but I mean everything about narcissists, about marriage, about love. I know we ain't gonna be able to cover them all, but I did put together some topics that I think hopefully we all can relate to. So we will cover those. And I do want to read something when I get to that point. Let me see something, because for y'all that follow me on LinkedIn, I have a post up that I did, and let me see. Just bear with me for a couple seconds. I just want to make sure I have it up. I thought I had it, but I was like, where did it? Oh, there you go. Okay, I got it. Okay, good. Nice. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but when I get to that point, I'll read, a part of it, just so I didn't talk about Iraq, and I didn't talk about, things where, God is, always with me, and he's always with all of us. So I just want to share with you something that I posted on LinkedIn a while back. This was back actually, I published it November 16th last year. So, I mean, it's an oldie but a goodie. I mean, it's my life. So, so like I say, for y'all that follow me on LinkedIn, y'all might have seen it, but if not, this will be your first time hearing, at least, I'll read a part of it. Hello, Marcelo. Hey, how you doing? Thank you. Welcome for coming in, brother. We're always happy to see you in here. Shannon's not going to be with us tonight. She's actually at an event. So, my wife had, she got to take her time, and, got time and things to do. So she's at an event, so she won't be here tonight. So praying for her that, everything goes well with that. So let's get into this one. I don't want to waste too much of y'all time. Y'all know how I like to do. Let me get my stuff strolling. So before we start, I know everybody in here probably already liked and everything, but I'll just, for the people that watch the replay, just want to make sure I tell you, go ahead and subscribe to the channel by clicking the bell, also like, by clicking the thumbs up, and then, comment, not only in the live chat, but also, after the video is over. That's how you get recognized on YouTube from likes and comments. A lot of people don't know that, but that's why we say it. And then also, share it. If you think this content can help, or one of my other videos that I put out, you think it can help, share it out with some of the people that you know. So let's get into this one. Again, what would you tell your 13-year-old self? Hold on, let me fix my light. I'm having all kind of issues. See, my wife gone, and I out here messing with stuff, and I done messed up something on my lighting, so it's not right. Hold on. Usually it's brighter than this. What is going on? Well, I guess I'm at the road with it like that, so I can't see what it's doing. It's not doing right. Okay, there you go. Okay, there we go. It's a little bit brighter. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. My bad. I'm sitting here I had the light on, but somehow it dimmed. See, Shannon leaves, and then I have problems. But anyway, let's get into this one. So again, what would you tell your 13-year-old self? And I know a lot of y'all probably seen that thumbnail, and hopefully, I wanted you to start thinking about, like, what would I tell my 13-year-old self? Like things that I've been through, things that I know, things like that. And when I sat down and wrote down my little bullet points and things that I wanted to talk about, it was so many things. Obviously, I had to cut it down of the things that I could talk about, because if I had to talk about everything, we'd be in here all night. So we definitely don't want that. So let's get into the first thing. The first thing, see, I think as kids, I know as me, I can say, I was taught, and you taught to, trust everybody, give everybody a chance, and love them and pray for them. And I'm not disagreeing with any of that. I'm saying that that's all true. So I'm not going to sit here and deny any of that. I think that's true. But on the same side, if I had to tell my 13-year-old self something out of this whole experience, it would be, you can't trust everyone. And I'm talking about, y'all already know where I'm going. I'm not just talking about friends. I'm talking about family members, because we all know we have family members that steal from us. They'll lie on us, things like that. Same thing with friends. So you can't, growing up, as a 13-year-old, I'm thinking as a 13-year-old boy looking at me and, that age and the grade I was in and everything like that. I just know that you can't trust everybody. You try to give people, you try to give them the benefit of the doubt. At the end of the day, you want to trust them. You want to, trust people, and you want to, love on them and stuff like that. But if I'm telling my 13-year-old self, I would grab his hand, which is the younger me, sit him down, and we would have this conversation just like I'm talking to y'all right now. So we would actually talk, you can't trust everyone. You can't. I mean, it's just, it's simple as that. You can't do it. Let me see what's going on in the chat right quick before I get really going. Yeah, okay, Marcelo. Okay, let me see. Cluster. Okay, Cat BX in here. Thank you for coming in. Let me see your Jazz in here and say, so the first thing I would tell myself is there are issues belong to them, not you. That's a good one. That's a good one, because I mean, you look at if you look at the situation, if you're talking to your younger self and you saying those things, yes, it's a lot of things you can say that people have other issues and different issues, and I think a lot of time, and I got that coming up down the track. Like I said, I'll read that little part. Hey, Vaughn, thank you for coming in, brother. Pastor Don in here, Vaughn in here. My bad. Thank you for coming in. Welcome. So yeah, that's. I definitely agree with that. So let's keep moving. Let's see what else what I was able to come up with, when I was doing this. Let's see. And they're not in no particular order, so none is rating higher than the others. Not like that's what I would sit down and tell them first, but it's just this everything that I would try to say, and then I'm pretty sure I would add some stuff to it. Marriage is difficult, and the reason why I say that, especially with the wrong person. For y'all that didn't heard my story, that heard Shannon's story, my wife's story, being married to the wrong person, and when I say the wrong person, it's somebody that I pick. I sat out and said I wanted to marry this person, and that was a bad idea. That wasn't the best decision that I've made. This one was, I wasn't in my best decision. So, you have to realize that marriage, it can be difficult. It's already hard. It's a work in progress. I tell people that all the time. They think me and Shannon got everything together. I'm here to tell you, no, we don't have everything together. We figure a lot of things out, but what benefits us is, being, having God as a foundation and knowing and trusting, God through everything. And also, having discernment, and then people that's coming into our lives at this point in our life, we know everybody is not for us. So things that we talk about, we can't, everybody's not going to be able to relate to some of the things we're talking about. You're talking about narcissist abuse. You're talking about physical abuse. You're talking about financial abuse. Everybody don't relate to all those things, So when we share our stories, people look at you like, but I don't expect everybody to do that. But again, like I say, marriage is difficult with the wrong person. Like I said, it's already hard with the right person. So I would sit down and tell my 13-year-old younger self that as well. And I'm gonna tell him, hey, you're gonna go through 2 marriages. One of them, hey, your wife gonna get married to somebody else. I just want you to prepare yourself. But if I could change that course, I probably would tell him, don't get married to her. But then I wouldn't be my true self. I wouldn't be able to sit here in front of y'all and actually tell the stories, part of my life that I do. So, it's like one of the things, like, man, just be ready for it, just be ready for it. Hey, Uniquely Made, thank you for coming out. Still got people coming in. It's good. Let's see. Let's keep moving. What else would I tell myself? What would you tell yourself? I mean, y'all put it in the chat and I'll try to pop them up. I'm going to keep up with them as much as I can. Love doesn't hurt. The thing about that is a lot of people think, when you're in love with somebody and, let's say man, woman. Okay, let's go that route. That's where I'm at. So, the man hit the woman and then he said, baby, if you wouldn't have did that, that wouldn't happen, but I love you. No, that's not love. And I think too many times we get confused, even as adults, as 25, 30-year-old adult male and females. I think we get confused on what love really is. So me sitting there telling my 13-year-old self, I would be like, hey, love doesn't hurt. So if you ever in a situation where, you didn't date some of these people, or even at work, in the workplace, you talking to some of these people and the relationship not really there, just know that, again, you're not for everybody. You're going to be set, once you figure out your purpose, you get to the age when you figure out your purpose, you're going to be able to establish yourself and then tell your life stories to other people and be able to help other people. But in telling that story, you'll be able to let all those people know that, love doesn't hurt. Love, love is tricky. I'll tell you that. I'll tell my 13-year-old self that love is tricky. But I mean, so far as it hurting, nah, they ain't where it's at. Let's see what Cat BX just said. Also, I would tell myself, don't allow a man to move in with you. He should have his own place. Shaking my head, especially when now I'll go down this road, and I know Pastor Vaughn in here also. I think moving in and you're not married, I think that's a bad idea. Trust me, I've been there. I ain't gonna tell y'all, sit here and tell y'all I'm a perfect angel. I've done that in the past. Now, the way me and Shannon did things, with Shannon and I, we did it totally different. I had my house in another city, and we actually got married before we moved in together, and everything. So we did it the right way. And like I said, the other two times I did it the wrong way. I didn't do it right, and I fought myself for that. So I have nobody to blame for that. Let's see what else is in here. Hey, if y'all, this another guy, man, he has a good channel. Talk about, he's a pastor. Talk about, all kind of different biblical perspectives on different topics. Go support him. Subscribe to his channel. I was on his live last night, just showing love, and like he's here tonight. So, but we always, we look at each other's videos and stuff like that too. But yeah, go support him. He said I would tell myself to invest in Apple. Hey, you know what? I ain't thinking about none of that. Like what numbers to play in the lotto and stuff like that. But yeah, invest in Apple or invest in Amazon when it first came on the market. That's a good one. Yeah, I like that one. Yeah. Marcelo said identifying the wrong partner or friends is not really that difficult. We are basically taught to doubt ourselves, our inner knowing, and to ignore divine direction. I was taught to believe the narcs. And see, that's part of the issue. We taught to believe somebody that we shouldn't be believing in or even associating with. But again, that's part of, the society problems that we have. Let's see what Jasmine said. I would have also told myself to pay attention to family dynamics, especially in your own family, and then also in your significant other family. I mean, you want to pay attention. I'm glad you put that in there. Put it like this. If you're dating, I'm talking about from a guy point of view. If I'm dating a woman and let's say her and her mom, they just not cool. They don't see eye to eye. And you just start dating and she kind of off and don't talk to her family and things like that. That might be a red flag. Now, it might be a reason. Obviously, we know if like she went through narcissist abuse or something, then, it's explained that, okay, that's different. But I'm just saying, just for regular scenarios, if let's say she don't have custody of her kids. Okay, I want to know, okay, well, why you don't have custody of your kids? Because it's kind of hard for a man to get custody. Now, I do have some friends that do have custody of their kids. I'm not going to say they don't, but it's rare for a man to get custody of their kids, from a woman, if the woman in her right mind working and things like that. So I would be paying attention to a lot of family dynamics. You're right about that. I would try to comment at red light. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Pastor Vaughn say, yeah, cohabitation can cause more harm than good. Yeah, because then you learning something about the person that you probably shouldn't be learning because it's like playing house. I mean, you basically, y'all married before you married. So I don't think that's right. And like I said, I've done that before. So I'm not sitting here telling y'all that, I've been perfect. So, hey, how you doing, Tarka? Welcome. Thank y'all for coming out. Hopefully your husband here, he probably laugh a little bit tonight too. Yeah, usually they watch together a lot of times. Let's see what Danny said before I get back in. Danny said, I would tell my 13-year-old self that no, it's a complete sentence. Man, ain't that the truth, brother? No and yes, it's complete sentence. If I say no, no means no. I don't have to explain myself. And Danny, you know what? I'm glad you put that up there. I have recently within the last couple of years, I had to, and I still do it every once in a while. Like I said, I'm still going through my own issues too. I have to stop explaining myself. I tell somebody no, then I want to explain why I'm saying no. But I've gotten way better. I don't do it as much as I used to because you want to make sure we're on good terms. But now I'm to the point like, hey, I said no, and that's my final answer. So I mean, there's nothing else for me to say, So yeah. Okay, let's get back in to this. This is another tough one. As a kid at 13, I knew what abuse was. I will say that, but I only knew physical abuse. I didn't know about emotional abuse. Never knew about mental abuse. I didn't know about financial abuse. I mean, I didn't even have a job at 13. I think I got one at 15, but at 13, I didn't know nothing about these other abuses. I always, you watch movies and things like that back then, and you see the woman getting hit. Usually it's a woman, it was always a woman getting hit by the man. So I knew what physical abuse was. But like I said, the other ones that emotional, like I said on one of my other lives, to me, emotional is sometimes worse than physical, because physical, I think a lot of times we can heal from those. Like once we get away from that person, like you'll heal from, if you got a black eye, you actually probably can heal from that. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt or anything. That's not what I'm saying. But I think when it comes to emotional abuse, that'll weigh on you. I'm 42 years old and still dealing with things from childhood. You see what I'm saying? So emotional abuse, I think, is with you for even longer. You might have healed from maybe a scratch or a punch to the face or whatever the case is. You might have healed from those physical signs, but I think that emotional abuse is like, whoa, okay, this is something different. Financial abuse, you didn't give this person all your money, or they stole all your money from you. So now you sit in a situation where you went from $40,000 in your bank account to you broke, because the person then took all your money. So they not only emotionally abusing you, they financially abuse you. So I would sit there and tell my younger self, hey, just know these things, and we sit down and have a whole conversation about how these things can affect you and ways to, cope with these things. Because to me, it comes down to coping strategies at the end of the day. That's what it comes down to a lot of times. But knowing what you're doing and what the situation is, if you know that, like you already know what's going to happen, it's like, okay, I'm good. Let me go ahead. Let me fall back, because this is not a situation I want to be in, especially in a marriage or anything like that. So let's get into the first Bible verse. I have it pulled up over here. Deuteronomy 2:7. For the Lord your God has blessed you in all the work of your hand. He knows you're trudging through this great wilderness. These 40 years, the Lord, your God, has been with you. You have lacked nothing. So I would actually tell my 13-year-old self that verse and know, because like I said, I'm 42 right now, so this verse is fitting. So in your 40 years, all your trials, all your tribulations, everything, all the tests that you have gone through is going to prepare you for a testimony. And I will tell him at some point, you're going to be tasked to start a YouTube channel and actually talk about your issues that you went through with narcissist abuse and different things like that. Talk about things that happened to you when you was in the Iraq war. So I would prepare him for that and let him know that he's with you 24/7. People that are going to come and go. We're going to get into that, but just know that God is with you like all the time. So you don't have to worry about those things. Let me jump back in the comment. Let me see if I missed anything. I like to try to stay interactive as much as I can. Let's see. Let's see what Jamie just said. I would tell myself that all of the spankings, whoopings that kids get are not necessarily because the kid did something bad. Amen to that. Sometimes parents take their pain and anger out on the kid. Amen to that. That definitely happens, and that's a crime. And it's, I think we got more exposure to that in the last, 10, 15 years. A lot of kids that have been standing up and things like that. So that's a good thing to tell your younger self. Actually, that is. So this is where I want to read what I told you. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I don't want to bore y'all with what happened to me back in 2004, but I would tell my younger self Iraq would change it forever. And the reason being, because as a young man at that age, I was put in a situation where I was in a foreign land, didn't really know what to expect. This in 2004 when I actually got there. So it was still fresh after, 9/11 happened in 01 and everything. So I just let them know Iraq go change it forever. Not necessarily for the bad. Now it did, obviously, I've seen a lot of things, a lot of death, a lot of things happen. So I want to read to you just a couple passages from this thing I posted on LinkedIn, and it actually explains kind of my thing. So I'll read this to you right quick. Landing in Kuwait in September 2004, I knew I was in for a long year. My unit had just finished training at Fort Hood, Texas, and at the National Training Center, which is in Fort Irwin, California. For all y'all that's military, y'all know what I'm talking about. So, before saying goodbye to our families for 1 year, deploying to Iraq. So I had a 1 year deployment to Iraq. For y'all that didn't know, yes, I'm a veteran. Yes. So on that long plane ride over, I knew this would be something the Army could not train me for. So, all the training they put us in, you go into a whole different element. So don't get me wrong, we were physically trained for our jobs as much as we could be. However, many of us was lacking mentally. I was a young man back then, so a lot of things, you just didn't know mentally, So I'll read a couple more. The first month in Kuwait was spent getting acclimated to the weather. It was hot. It was like 115 degrees there, that dry heat, desert heat, and getting our equipment set up to move into Iraq. Kuwait was very hot, but it was a different type of heat from what I was used to in Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana, so we got humidity just like down here in Texas. I spent my 25th birthday in Kuwait because I remember we got there, I think, 8 days before my birthday, and then I turned 25, and I remember we had cake at the child hall and stuff like that. But we in a foreign country. But anyway, let me move down. Once in Iraq, we did what they called right seat, left seat ride. So we could see the lay of the land. So basically what that is, that's when you ride with a unit that's about to leave. And then you kind of learn, the land, like where they choke points at, where they got blown up at before, where they've been setting IEDs at, kind of, who the leaders in that area, things like that. So I was in Iraq for 3 weeks when I received a dreaded phone call from my wife at the time. It's from my first marriage. I called to check in on her and the kids. And whenever a woman says, "Hey, I need to tell you something," just go ahead and sit down. It's gonna be a thing. And I never shared this story besides just on LinkedIn. I never shared it on here, so this is the first time sharing on YouTube. But she said, "Hey, I need to tell you something. So sit down because it's going to rock you to your core." Our marriage was already on bad terms before I left. I won't lie to that. We was young and got married young and everything. I already had a daughter and everything. So I was not the best husband back then. I admit to it. I was young and not sure where I was going in life or with my marriage. So I'm admitting to all that in this pattern. Like I said, you can go read this on LinkedIn if you follow me on LinkedIn. So I'll read this and I'll jump down to the end. So we'll finish this. What she told me was that she needed to move on. Now remember, I'm only there. I think at that point I had spent a month in Kuwait, and I was 7 weeks in. I had just got to Iraq, 3 weeks in, and that's what she tells me. What she told me was I needed to move on and that our time together had ended. Hearing this, my immediate response was anger. I left the phone center, feeling depressed, angry, sad, kind of confused. That's not the way to start a 1 year deployment. So for the next 4 or 5 days, I did not eat. I didn't do much. I remember my roommate starting cruise would go get me food, try to get me to eat. And I remember I was just sitting there, crying and like, man, what is wrong? And then finally, I remember basically dropping down to God because I can't. What the mind focus is, what I want y'all to know is I couldn't focus on. I still got another 12 months to go at this point. Well, 11 months to go through a whole deployment. I'm new, so we just fresh, to Iraq. So I had to drop down, go to God in prayer, and realize that I can't focus on back home because I can't control what's going on back home. I got to focus on getting home. You see what I'm saying? So I made basically a pact. I talked to God, say, look, if you get me out here, I'll make sure, I worship you and talk to you, and, tell this story like I'm doing now. I'm a man of my word. So, I'm making sure I'm telling the story, even telling it again. And I made sure I did that. So the whole reason why I wanted to share that is because telling my 13-year-old self that, knowing that you're going into a situation in Iraq, and then your first conversation with your wife at the time is that, hey, I'm cheating on you. That's basically what you told me because she had found somebody else. And crazy thing is, hey, it worked because, hey, she's still with that guy, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So after all these years, she's still with him. But that's not what you want to hear on your first 12 months on a 12-month deployment in Iraq. So that's why I wanted to share that. So I would read this whole thing. I didn't read the whole thing, but like I said, if y'all want to go back and read it, it's kind of long. I didn't want to read the whole thing, but it was a lot of things that happened in Iraq. It was a crazy experience. And then maybe I'll read the whole thing on another live or something and say that. So again, that 13-year-old boy needs to know that, hey, you're going to go through a situation where you're in Iraq and it's not going to be the prettiest thing. You're going to see some death. You're going to see a lot of things. Your wife at the time is going to tell you she's cheating on you. Hey, welcome to the real world, I guess. And then besides that, I remember, I will say this, my first mission. Now, our first mission after we did the right seat, left seat ride, our first mission after a month that we went out there and did it on our own. First time I seen a dead body was, it's this little place. It's called Four Corners is what they used to call it. But we went to this space, right inside Iraq. We go out the gate. And then we got out of what they call a Bradley. It's basically a smaller version of a tank. But anyway, I don't need to give you all them particulars. But we got outside, we dismounted, so we walking around, and we seen a group of people off to our distance, like off by this little, like by a creek or a little gully. So we sit, I'm fresh, we all armored up with our guns and everything. We looking, it's like 100-something people over there. So at that time, we like, okay, first mission out, what is going on? So I'm gonna show you how things works out though. So we over there, and then all of a sudden, all these people took off running. Talk about a 25-year-old that's scared, don't know what to do. Like, wait, what? Like, what are we doing? So they took off running. Then I see this guy, he ran by with this girl. I remember the little girl, she had blonde hair, and he ran by and he jumped in the car, and the car took off. He said, but before he left, he said, my daughter drowned, my baby drowned. He spoke English. I could understand what he was saying. And I was like, okay. And he took off, shot off. I remember they went down, and it's about 10 minutes went by. And hey, thanks for coming in, Leap of Faith. Thank you. Welcome. It's about 10 minutes that went by. And then this car, it's like slow-mo. I have this dream all the time. This was crazy about. That's why PTSD and all this stuff is real. I don't care what they say. A lot of people, I'm not gonna get into that. I'll say that for another video, but it's like slow-mo every time I think about it. So he comes back in this little yellow four-door little sedan, and he pulls up and he stopped. And I just happened to be still standing in the street. I don't know why I still was standing in the street, but it happened for a reason. So I'm standing in the street. This guy pulls up. He looks at me, and he got these. I'm standing up, so he's sitting down in his car, and he looks up at me. And I'm, I can see in his eyes, like, because he's shook, he's crying and everything. He said, my daughter's dead. And I was like, what? So my immediate thing was, I looked in the back seat, and the same little girl he ran by with, she's dead. Her eyes still open. She had like I said, it was she was brighter than me, but a little Iraqi girl, and she had the dirty blonde hair, and it's like some greenish color eyes. And I'm looking in that seat. And that's the first dead body. It had nothing to do with the war. She drowned, so it had nothing to do with what I was there for. But my point is, that's the first dead body that I actually seen physically at 25. And it was a bunch of dead bodies after that. But to see that as your first mission, and then to have your wife at the time tell you as your first conversation that, hey, I'm cheating on you and it's over, I knew I was in for basically a long time. So I would sit there and tell my 13-year-old self that, hey, Iraq is going to change you forever. You're going to remember a lot of things. You're going to lose some people. You're going to lose some loved ones. Oh, let me stop this alarm. Sorry about that. I thought I had it on silent. But you're going to lose some loved ones and people like that. And that's my story on Iraq. So I think a lot of times we hear about people going to foreign countries and going to war, and whether it's Iraq, Afghanistan, or wherever it is, and we don't know the whole story. We just know they went there. So you don't know everything that happened. But like I said, if you follow me on LinkedIn, you can go look at one of my articles and you'll see this one. And the name of this article is it is called The Shield Around Me. Because I was talking about God. God shielded me from that whole year. He shielded me the whole time. And that's why I'm sitting in front of y'all today because of God. I can't sit here and it ain't my friend Sergeant Cruz. It's not my first sergeant. It's not the captain that was in charge. No, it was but God. Because a lot of times, I'm telling y'all, when I was there, I should have got blowed up a few times. And I did kind of get blowed up a couple of times, but it wasn't directly in front of me. So it was different. So I'm telling you that your life is even now. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or next year, anything like that. But I know as long as I'm alive, as long as I got a heartbeat, I'm able to do things, get on YouTube or on Facebook or anything like that. I'm going to continue telling my story and continue trying to tell people that, hey, narcissist abuse is real. A lot of people try to say it's not, but it is. I'm gonna continue to tell them that God is with you, 24/7. When your family leave you, when your friends leave you, they got one person you can count on all the time, and that's God. So you have to remember that. Hey, how you doing, Mufon? Thank you for coming out. Adrena, I see you didn't came in. We just getting into it. Adrena, you ain't missed too much, so I'll move on. But yeah, so just remember that what does Iraq or in America? I can tell you from last year to this year, a lot of things didn't change. I done lost some family members, not from death. I lost family members because they don't agree with what I'm talking about. So, talking about narcissist abuse or telling family secrets, it's like me and Shannon say a lot. Those people don't support you now. They see me started a YouTube channel, I'm small, and it's crazy. You think your family would support you, but I'm getting more support from friends than I am family, which is odd enough, but I get it now. So my thing is, don't worry about those people that's not supporting you, whether they family or they was your best friends. Just know that at some point and sometime, if God told you to do something, he having you do that for a reason. It's not about, and don't get me wrong, it's not all about followers and likes, but at some point, yes, you do want to, reach a multitude. So I'm praying that, these videos get out and reach, different people. So you have to realize that. So let's keep moving. I would tell my 13-year-old self to learn about narcissists now. Because you learn about narcissists at 13, you're going to miss out on a whole lot of trauma, a whole lot of drama, and a whole lot of stuff you don't even want to know about. You don't even want to know about, because I'm learning about narcissists in the last couple of years. Y'all listening to? I'm learning about narcissists, what a narcissist really is. I told y'all before, I always thought a narcissist was somebody that looked in the mirror, they was conceited. They just looking in the mirror and always look. That's what I thought a narcissist was. Nah, I was way off in left field, like they used to say. Learn about narcissists now because it's real. A lot of people are narcissists, especially in the workplace. That's why I started this channel, faith-based workplace. A lot of people are narcissists, a lot of supervisors, then a lot of husbands narcissists, a lot of wives narcissists. I think men, we take the biggest blow on narcissism because a lot of women talk about narcissism. But I'm trying to change the narrative on that. Not that I'm trying to get a leg up, but I'm trying to tell you that a lot of women, a lot of females are narcissists. I'm telling you that a lot of females, trust me, there's a lot of females as narcissists, but men don't want to talk about it. And I think it's because ego, that male pride, things like that. I believe that's why they don't talk about it. But at the same time, you're hurting yourselves. So people like Danny, tell his story. Rizzo, telling his story. Marcello, people that's in the chat that's telling a story about narcissist abuse. When we get more men talking about that, I think other men are healed from that and they're able to learn and like, what, this is real. This is actually a real, what I'm saying, that it's not just men. Because I'm telling you what I used to say. The women that I was with in the past, I just would say they was crazy. Or maybe, we just didn't mesh. That's what I would tell myself. I would say they was crazy. No, it's not that they're crazy. No, it's not. No, they're not crazy. They was narcissistic in nature. All the traits fit. Everything fit. The smear campaign. I'm telling you, all this stuff fit. And that's what I would tell my 13-year-old self. You have to learn about narcissism now to help you in your future, because you're going to meet some people that's narcissists at work. You're going to get married to a narcissist that's, while you married, that's going to get married to somebody else. For y'all that didn't heard that story, you can go watch that video. But I'm telling you that narcissists are real. They are not just men. They are not just women. And don't believe the hype where they say, oh, it's just 1%. Yeah, right. It's not 1% in the world that's narcissists. That's, come on now. I'm not going to even go on a tangent on that, but it's more than 1%. I'm telling y'all. I think a lot of y'all know that already. Let's see. Lieber Faith said, I thought that word was a disease, narcissist. See, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was somebody looking in the mirror. I can see that. Thing is, I'm not being, come on now. If you don't know, you don't know. So Adrena said, today makes 1 year of getting a female narc out of my life. See what she said? Female. She didn't say male. Female narc. I think I gotta see. I think I gotta be on 4 years. I think been away from the narcissist that I got a divorce from. So yeah, they real. They out here. They really out here. So let's keep moving. This is something that I think we all can relate to. Don't stay in situations longer than needed. And I'll tell you what I did. I was staying around because of the kids. That was a bad idea, because what I was doing, I was trying to stay there for my daughters, but at the same time, I was hurting myself even more. Like, you like, man, like this is crazy. You're trying to stay there for the kids and do this. Now, this is before Iraq. I'm staying there for the kids. So in actuality, I should have got a divorce before I even left for Iraq, like 2 years before I even, did that whole thing, but I didn't. So And I'm not saying I don't believe in karma, but I think that's what happened when I didn't step up, and God was showing me all the red. Oh my goodness. He was showing me all the red flags. I didn't know what a red flag meant. So at 13 years old, I would tell them about red flags and what they mean and how to recognize them and what you should be looking out for. And don't stay in a situation just because it's kids. Don't stay at a job just because it pay the best. If you're depressed and you having suicidal thoughts and you just going to work just because of money, you're in a bad situation. I promise you better off going to work at a job that you get less money, you're happy, and you're happy around the people you're around. I'm telling you because I've done it. I ain't saying I was suicidal, but I was depressed at a place of employment making good money. I had to get out of there. I had to get out of there for my peace of mind. I couldn't stay there any longer because I had stayed there long enough. I guess it ran its course. So again, I stayed in that situation longer than what I needed to. I should have been left that company. When you start getting depressed, the next thing is it's like suicidal thoughts. Anxiety is high. So you're bringing all these things on yourself because you're in a situation where there's work or home way longer than what you need to. And then I think you're not picking up on a lot of the things that's going on around you. You know, you got to be familiar with the things around you. We taught this in the military. Know your surroundings. Know your areas of responsibilities. We call it AR, but notice all these things because your area of responsibility, like my area of responsibility is this house. So my wife and I call them bonus kids that's in this house. This is my area of responsibility. This is what I'm supposed to protect. This is what I'm supposed to provide for. This is what I'm supposed to look out for. So when somebody come in the house and is threatening or whatever, it's my job to say, okay, I got to remove them from. I ain't saying physically, but okay, you got to go. You know, so that's my take on that. I know a lot of people might not agree with this. Some of y'all will. But my thing is, family is who you make it. And y'all know why I'm saying this because, like I just said, a lot of family don't support you when you really need them anyway. But to me, God brings people in your life, like the Pastor Vaughns, like the Rizzos, like the Dannys, like the Dreamers, like I can go down the list, like the Karens. He bring all these people in your life that pour into you as you pour into them. So my thing is, if I got family that's around me that's not supporting me, that's not pouring into me, but I'm always pouring into them, what are we really doing? I'm pouring into somebody, giving you all this advice and telling you things, and you're not even listening. So family is who you make it. That's another thing I would tell my 13-year-old self. Let's jump back in the chat because I see it's moving. Let me see if I missed anything before I go further down. Hello, welcome, Phoenix Rising Queen Speaks. Thank you for coming out. Welcome. See, Cat BX said, I noticed that I would run when I feel danger is approaching. I just can't take another, so I will listen to my thoughts, intuition, etc. Amen to that. Amen to that. Let's see what else. Cluster B. Karen said, I thought narcissist was a person stuck in a mirror too. See, that's what I'm telling you. That's what for some reason, I promise in the 90s and the early 2000s, the only thing I knew about narcissism was they looked in mirrors. That's what I thought. Like, oh, narcissists, they conceited. They look in mirrors all the time. You know, men and women. That's what I thought. Boy, was I wrong. We both was wrong, Cluster B. We both were wrong, Auntie Karen. We both were wrong. Let's see what else we got in here. Let's see. Things say my ex did things that others couldn't see, and that's what a lot of narcissists do. So they'll act one way in public, but then they'll act a totally different way when they're behind closed doors. That's why I tell a lot of people, you don't know what's going on in your neighbor's house. You think you know your neighbors, you don't know what's going on over there. If that husband or wife is narcissist, you don't know what that man or woman is actually going through. Now, when they come outside, you see them out there watering their grass, cutting their grass, washing their cars, playing with the kids. They go in that door. It's World War III. Trying to tell y'all what I'm telling you what I know. Because I was in one of them households that it was like, okay, yeah. KBX say right side it can become toxic. Yes. Let's see what else. Jasmine Henry, you come on some good points. So I would tell myself that the Antichrist spirit hates you because your purity, love, and existence represents Jesus. They want to end your life because they lost theirs when they gave it to Satan. It's a lot of things we can tell our younger self. That's why I wanted to talk about this, because I think you start thinking about so much that goes on and happens. You're like, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? So yes. Hey, how you doing? Norfolk Freight Tonya's in here. Thank you. Welcome for coming in. Well, thank you for coming in. Not welcome. Yeah, let's see what else before I get back in. See, Pastor Vaughn say, hey man, the Lord puts people in our lives for our benefit. That's what I'm saying. So now me and Pastor Vaughn don't even talk that much, but we do talk, you know, like on social media. But I know if I really had to, and this is about me just talking to this brother, like, you know, the things that we be on. I know if I really had to, I can reach out to, because what I notice now, before I say what I'm saying, what I notice now in my life, God is bringing men into my life that I never had before. I'm not saying I never had men in my life. Listen to me good. I've had men around me, but I never had men that was doing anything or could teach me anything or show me things. But right now, God is putting men in place in my life that's like, wow. Whether they're older or younger, He putting men, I'm just telling you, He putting men in place. I'm able to talk to these people. I'm able to talk to Danny, talk to Rizzo. Me and Rizzo talk on the phone a lot, and you can reach out to different people. So it's good to have, again, family is who you make it. It's not necessarily all that blood related. Okay. I'm not going into that blood related stuff and all that, because I'm telling you, they got a song that I listen to. A dude say, I got families. I have family that's not my friends. Do you understand? I have family that's not my friends. So what does that tell you? That's telling me that the people that he's blood related to, they don't like him, whether it's jealousy, whatever it is. So again, family is who you make it. And we learn it a lot in the military, because you move from base to base. So your family, let's say your family is in, let's say, Houston, Texas, but you get stationed in Hawaii, like I did. I got stationed in Hawaii in my first duty station. I don't have no family over there, but I was able to make a brotherhood and sisterhood with the people that was in my unit. So again, family is who you make it. That's my take on that. Follower of Jesus Christ. Hey, thank you. Welcome for coming in. Gorgeous. Thank you. Welcome for coming in. Let's see what y'all talking about. Let's Vaughn say iron sharpens iron. Definitely agree with that. Follower of Jesus Christ say, I will tell her that suicide is not the answer. Amen to that. A lot of people think suicide is the answer or the easy way out. But what I said this on a live before. My thing is suicide. What you're really doing is, yeah, you might kill yourself. Yeah. But what you just did, you just destroyed a whole family, sometimes a whole community, because if people depended on you for doing things, whether it's work or maybe they called you every Monday and they love hearing your voice and you kill yourself, now they got to deal with this pain, this burden. And then this other person, your mom got to deal with this, your sisters, your brothers, your cousin, your friend. So it's not just, to me, it's selfish. And that's just my take on it. You can fault me if you want to, but my take on it, when you kill yourself, you're being selfish because it's bigger than you. I can't fathom killing myself over a situation. Like, I'll tell you one thing. What I just read to y'all about what happened to me in Iraq, that's a perfect storm where Satan is trying to get me, and I should have killed myself then. If you think about this situation, 3 weeks into Iraq, call home to talk to my wife then. She basically said she's cheating on me and she finds somebody else. Boom, that's number one. My first mission, I see my first dead body, many dead bodies. So that's enough right there. Just to, being in Iraq, hearing what I heard and then seeing what I seen, that's enough for most people to kill themselves then. But again, I wasn't in that mindset where I was gonna kill. I might have didn't eat for a few days, but I wasn't. That suicide, that's not something that crept in my mind, and I can sit here and tell y'all that, that it didn't happen. God wouldn't allow it to happen. I'll tell you that much. So you have to keep pushing and keep going through things, because a lot of times people think suicide, it's an easy way out. It's not. You destroying a lot of stuff. So that's a good point. Gordon said, when you constantly consulting God for everything, it's hard to make crucial mistakes. Amen to that. I go to God about all kind of stuff. Sometimes y'all might call me crazy. I go to God about what to cook sometimes. Like, God, what you think? I think about this pork. But like tonight, I was thinking about pork. Guess what? I ended up cooking beef. But I'm just saying. So like, I've been eating pork too much. So like, let me go and cook some beef. So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be funny, but you go to God about everything. Like I'm having a conversation with y'all right now. You go to God in prayer and talk to Him just like you talk to anybody else. Follow Jesus Christ. Say family ain't just but defiled bloodlines. You can say that again. You can definitely say that again. Golly, I ain't never heard it put like that, but yeah, you're right. I ain't never heard it put. That's a good one. Hello, love, peace, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Lou 1234. Thank you for coming in. Welcome. Okay, let's get back to where we was at. So next Bible verse, 1 Kings 2 and 3. Let's see. And keep the charge of the Lord your God, to walk in His ways, to keep His statutes, His commandments, His judgments, His testimonies. And it is written in the law of Moses that you may prosper in all that you do and wherever you turn. What do I get out of that Bible verse? Why did I bring that Bible verse in? I just read to y'all about Iraq. Y'all know I've been married twice. I ain't telling y'all I'm perfect or anything. So a lot of it was my doing. Through all that, we all have testimonies. We all have situations that we need to share. That's why I started this YouTube channel, because I wanted to be on the forefront, because I wasn't reaching nobody on Well, I ain't had no social media till last year. The only thing I was on was LinkedIn. Anybody know me? All I had last year was LinkedIn. I didn't have Facebook. I didn't have YouTube. I didn't have Twitter. I didn't have Instagram. I didn't have Pinterest. A year later, see how much a year can change. A year later, I have all that. And then I have a website that's strolling at the bottom, faithbasedworkplace.com. I have that going on. I don't know, y'all that follow me, y'all might know, but for y'all that don't know, I will tell. I try to do celebration when I can. I'm now a licensed realtor in the state of Texas. So I'm telling you, 1 year can change your whole life. So it is, and then I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a testimony. I'll be telling y'all about real estate here. So I'm new. So I just took my test a few weeks back. I passed it. So I signed on with a broker within the last couple of weeks. So I'm a licensed realtor. So I'll be selling houses. So if you move into Houston, maybe I can help you out. But my thing is, everything that God has for us, man, it's just so much. It's so much love. It's so much prosperity. It's so many things that I think we take for granted. And a lot of times it's like, and I got another testimony, but I'm gonna share that on another one about, and it's gonna be titled how long I was out of work. It's gonna shock a lot of y'all how long I was out of work, but that all goes back again to God. I was out of work for that long. I almost want to cry, but I'm not. I was out of work for, trust me, a long period of time. All the bills was getting paid. My wife Shannon never, came at me and made me less than a man or anything like that. I'm telling you, God is real. When you go to God in prayer, you trust him, you trust the process. Because last year, man, when I started Faith-Based Workplace, that wasn't my doing. God told me to start that. A lot of people don't want to believe it, but I'm telling you, I was laying in bed. I can tell you how I had, I was laying in bed. I was sitting there. I was on LinkedIn at the time. And then I wasn't even on LinkedIn. My phone was next to my bed. God told me to post something. I'm like, post something? I'm like, post what? So I picked up my phone. LinkedIn was, like I said, LinkedIn was the only thing I had. And he said, I want you to post something about me. It was a simple question. Simple question. All it was, what does God mean to you? I can't remember how many views that thing got, but it ended up getting, I want to say it got 13,000 views. Ain't God good? Off a post on, think of what I'm talking on LinkedIn. I ain't talking about Facebook where people post about God. I'm talking about on LinkedIn. I think it ended up getting like 13,000 views and people was answering like, oh, God, man, this to, and to see that, I was like, okay, wow. So then my next thing was like, God was talking to me and working on me. Faith-Based Workplace came out of that thing. Like, you're going to talk about your trials and tribulations so other people can learn from this, because it's not just about you. It's bigger than you. That's where Faith-Based Workplace came from. So it's like, okay, God, I see what you're doing. So again, being out of work at that time and then starting a business and doing that and trying to do what I can do. And then now you fast forward, now that became a certified real estate agent. That's all God, because, hey, I can't explain it. I can't explain it. All I can tell you is that's all God. That's all I can tell y'all. That's my take on that. So let's see. Let's go back in the chat. Let's see what else. No, Fred Toy say, woo, real estate. Yeah, hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, I almost would have cried. I know Shannon gonna watch this live and be like, what's wrong with you? But I'm telling you, it's so exciting to be at this point where all the stuff I done went through with narcissist abuse and being married to this lady, and like I say, y'all know the story, and then being in the military and everything I've been through back then, and just life, everyday life, all that included, is like, wait, what? And God, you still go bless me with stuff? God go provide. I can tell you how this. That ain't where I wanted to go with this, but it's just the Holy Spirit. I'm telling you, God will provide through every situation that you're going through. You think it's the end. That's why I say suicide is not the answer. I probably could have tapped out like some people do. I done lost my job, been out of work for this many months. Boom, kill myself. And then guess what? I would have never met none of y'all. I would have never started a YouTube channel. I wouldn't be able to share my experiences from the military or just anything. You see what I'm saying? So, nah, come on, man. So yeah. Help the parent. Mufon say, congratulations. Thank you. Vaughn said, congratulations becoming. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. So I ain't sold a house yet, but I'm getting close. Thank y'all. Lou say, you a go-getter. Hey, I'm trying to be a go-getter, Lou. I'm trying to. Let's see what else we got. KBX say, this new awareness is a big responsibility. It is not for the weak. Amen to that. I find myself advocating more for myself, my child, and my employees, clients. Like I said, it's not about you. A lot of time we think these situations are about us. And it is. I mean, to a point, yeah, it is because we went through the situation. So I'm not going to say that, but it's for you to share your situation and your struggles and your challenges and whatever God has blessed you with, whatever God told you to talk about with other people. And I'm here to tell y'all, you don't have to be a pastor to tell your story. I'm not a pastor, but I can still sit here and tell y'all my story and still do it in a biblical teaching way that, I don't curse on my channel and do all that. I still do it in a way that I think God would be honored by what I'm doing. So yes, we're still able to, man, share your story. People need to hear your story. Every time I hear somebody else, I'm like, okay, it's not just me. It's not just me. So yeah. Jasmine said, amen, brother. Every time I pray about my job, I feel something in my spirit saying there is something so much bigger waiting for you. I'll tell you this, Jasmine, and I'm not a prophet or nothing like that, but I'll tell you this. If you're hearing something in your spirit telling you something is bigger, it's something bigger, but it's up to you to figure out what that something is. It's in you. I can tell you that because faith-based workplace probably been in me, but the timing wasn't right for me to launch faith-based workplace, not when I was married to the other person. If I'd have launched it then, I'd be fighting over, I've probably been monetized and all this other stuff, so there's no telling what I'd be fighting over. So it wasn't until, I getting with Shannon and God worked that out, and then, learning more about narcissist abuse. So whatever you're talking about, you feel it in your spirit, you got to pray to God, go to God and pray and ask him what it is he's calling you to do, because he's calling you to do something. And that's to everybody. You got something that's tugging at you. That's God. That's the Holy Spirit tugging like, what? Like, what you want me to do? You got to figure out what that is. It's in you, whatever it is. Yeah. Cat BS say, congratulations on when I retire, I'll move out there. Need your contact. Like, okay. Okay. Sound like a plan. Let's see. What else we got? What else? Okay, let me get back. I like to try to stay on schedule. So it leads me to this. Go to God in prayer often. Kind of what we're talking about. So a lot of times I think we go a few days. I don't think you should go sometime a few hours. And I'm guilty of it, but I know I don't go a day without talking to God about something. I read my Bible, whether it's in the app or I got my actual Bible. I go to God in prayer, whether me and Shannon praying together or I'm praying with myself. I can't see going. Now, I've been there before. I'm telling you what I know. I've been there before where I wasn't praying every day or reading my Bible every day or quoting scriptures or reading scriptures. Look at me now. Every time I'm on a Friday Live, quoting scriptures. Every Wednesday when I drop a video, I have scriptures on there. Every day I'm reading different Bible plans. Me and Shannon read different Bible plans together and stuff, or read Bible or books that's Bible-based books. So a lot of time I'm spending way more time in the Bible now than I ever have in my life. So again, when you figure out what your 13-year-old self, you figure out what your purpose is, which is I'm gonna tell them, it's gonna take a while, but you got to go to God in prayer from 13 to beyond, to whenever you close your eyes that final time. Ooh, that's a big one. When people show you who they are, believe them. So if somebody show you their abuse, don't lie for them and think, when they're around family, oh, well, I fell down the stairs. Because we hear it too many times, not just in movies, but we hear people say that. And I get you taking that. When I got scratched up that time, for y'all don't know that story, when I was married to the first wife, I got scratched up, never hit her or whatever, and tried to lie, but it's like you couldn't lie because the sheriff department had pictures of my chest and all kind of stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, let me go into that right quick. Again, I wasn't gonna tell the story, but let me go into that right quick. The reason being because it's fitting. Let me tell y'all this. Okay, when I was in a situation, so this happened on a Friday. Again, I'm gonna tell you how God works, and this is not me doing any of this. I'm just sharing with y'all my stories. Y'all know how I do. So what happened was, it was a Friday. We got into a fight. I never touched her. It's not me. I wasn't raised to hit a woman or anything, but we got into a fight. So she scratched me up, everything. So I went to my mom's house, called the cops. The sheriff department came out. I remember the woman, she took pictures, all my chest, neck, everything was all scratched up. And I said, well, at that point, I said, well, I just want to go get my clothes. I'm ready to leave. Boom. Go to the house in the state of Louisiana. Just because a woman say you hit them, you get arrested. It's part of the law. The woman she came out the house. She said, I'm so sorry. She said, but I have to arrest you. For y'all that don't know, yes, I was arrested. I was like, wait, what? She said, I have to arrest you. She said, I couldn't see a bruise on her. She couldn't produce anything on her, nothing on her face, nothing on her arms, anything on her. Say, but by the state law, I have to arrest you. Mind you, this is a Friday night, probably about 7:30 at night, 8 o'clock. Now I get arrested. I go to I ain't go to the little local city, the city hall. I went to jail, like jail. So they booked me in, fingerprinted me, everything. He didn't give me a orange jumpsuit, but I got fingerprinted everything. Let me tell you. So I'm like, wait, hold on. I said, I done went from having a decent day to Friday night, I'm in jail. I'm gonna tell you how God worked. Now, the dude, right before he put me in the jail, so he put me in a room. I was by myself. You know, they got the concrete beds coming off the wall. You know, I never been in jail before, so I'm like, man, what is? I asked the dude, I said, well, how long I'm being here? He laughed. I'm a black dude. He laughed. He say, brother, he said, you gonna be in here till Monday. I say, Monday? I say, but it's Friday. We got the week. He said, man, ain't no judge work on the weekends. He said, you gonna be in here till Monday. He said, if not Tuesday. I was like, oh my God. So I went to God and pray. I'm praying. I'm sitting on that concrete bed praying like, man, I'm not supposed to even be here. I didn't do nothing. Tell you how God works. I think I was in there about 45 minutes. I'm crying. I'm praying. I'm praying. I'm crying. I'm crying and praying over and over again, just talking. That's all I'm doing. 45 minutes later, that same black dude, I'm gonna tell you how God works. That same black dude, the same guy, I keep calling him black, but the same man walks in to that jail cell. He opened the door. He say, Solomon? I was like, I had my hand. Yeah. He was like, I don't know who you know. He said, but man, you just got base. Hey, man, I've been here about 8 years. I've never seen somebody get arrested on a Friday night and get out of jail. He said, that's never happened before. He said, man, I don't know who you know. I said, thank you, Jesus. I said, what I got to do? He said, man, your bail was $15 because I ain't, whatever. It was $15 somehow. But yeah, I got out of jail on a Friday night after being arrested and everything, booked, photoed and everything. And I got out of jail. But to fast forward, let me tell you how God works. So again, remember I told you we got enough hand scratches and everything. So fast forward 3 months later, we at the DA office. My wife at the time sitting there. She's sitting there with my daughter, and we're not talking to each other, obviously. So the guy, he called me in first. He said, Solomon Savora? I was like, yeah, he called me in, sit me down. I can't make this stuff up, bro. I'm telling you how good God is. I sit there. He asked me about this name. He said, do you know that person? I was like, yeah. He read off another name. He said, do you know that person? I was like, yeah. He said, well, they both said that you never touch your wife. Let me tell you who those two people are. The two people that wrote those statements is her brother and sister. They said I never touched her. He said, man, I already dropped all charges on you. He said, but what I want to know is, do you want to place charges on your wife? And back then, again, if I'd have talked to my 13-year-old self, I would have told him, you know what, brother? You might want to press charges, but that wasn't in me to do it. But knowing what I know now, I probably should have. But again, God worked it out to where I was in jail for 45 minutes. He worked it out to where I was looking at where I should have had domestic violence or assault charges on me. All charges dropped. So yeah, to this day, I'm 42 years old. I don't have a record. I never had one. That's the only time I ever got arrested. And I tell people that story to tell you, God can do anything. So I'm telling you, on a Friday night, I got out of jail after 45 minutes of being arrested. Like I said, I remember fingerprinted. I got pictures taken, turn to the left, turn to the right, stop. I wasn't smiling. He was like, look up, take pictures. Okay, brother, take out the handcuff. We're going to walk you over there. I went through all that just to sit there for 45 minutes, pray out and cry to God and get out of jail. And then 3 months later, no charges. So let me move on. I know that's a little bit off topic, but it's still fitting because what I'm trying to tell y'all is God is good. God been good in my life all my life, so I can't sit here and tell y'all he hasn't, but God has been good in my life my whole life, and he's still doing for me. And this back when I was, I had to be probably, this is before Iraq, so I was 25 when I got to Iraq in 2004. So I'm thinking maybe 22, years old, maybe when I got arrested, maybe 23, something like that. I was somewhere around there, but yeah, I was in my early 20s. I'm 42, still going strong. Ain't never been arrested, never been in trouble with the law. I ain't got a record. God is good. So let me get back in the chat. Let me see what y'all talking about. I know I done said a lot just now. Let's see. Gordon say, when people show me their negative side, I block, delete it. Shannon says this all the time. Her block game is strong. Mine has gotten way better. I don't have time to go back and forth with people. Now, sometimes I would, but God got big. I got bigger fish to fry, like they say. So I don't have time to go back and forth with negative people. So I try to just block them and move on, Target say glory. Yes. Amen. Love, peace. Say wow. Okay. I must be talking about, the story I just told. Yeah. Can't be $15. $15 bill. That's what it was. And it was due to my uncle. He was able to call, but like I say, that was all God though to work that whole thing out. Not afraid say, yes, Solomon, but God, come on now. Won't he do it? Yeah. I'm telling you, 45 minutes I was in jail. And release. You remember the Bible story when they was praying and God, all the gates just opened up and they walked out. It was basically the same thing. I mean, similar, I like, man, okay. Let's see. Jasmine would say that's another common characteristic of a narc. The witchcraft they possess turns your day upside down with one lie. Exactly. That one thing saying I hear her, I'm glad you said I'm messed up my whole day. I could have messed up my life because that would have stuck. Let's say the brother and sister didn't write them stories. So now I would have got domestic assault, whatever it is. I don't know, but whatever it's called, domestic violence charge. I'd have had them charges on me because of a lie. But God, that whole situation got flipped upside down. Not even within 24 hours, it got flipped upside down. So yeah, amen to that. Let's see. Gordon said, I learned to assess people's energies, and that helped me not to compromise my growth, happiness, dignity, pride, self-respect, and more. Amen to that. Yes. Okay, let's jump back in. Okay. Don't try and please or satisfy everyone. And the reason I had to learn this the hard way, I always want to try to please people, especially when I was with a woman back in the day, you want to please and do everything for them, or like different men in my life, I talk to them and try to, help them out. I had to learn that you cannot please everyone. So I would tell my 13-year-old self, don't try it. You're going to end up hurt. And people, again, when people show you who they are, believe them. So don't go around trying to satisfy somebody or please somebody that not trying to please you. They don't care about you at the end of the day. This is another big one right here. Don't blame God for all your mistakes. A lot of times we get caught up, we get in a situation, first thing we want to do, man, God, it's God's fault. It's God why he did this. God did. God. Sometimes, and I know people don't like me saying this, but sometimes we have to take accountability for things we did. I had to do it. I promise I had to do it. I had to do it in the marriages I was in. I had to take accountability for my wrongdoings, for things that I've done. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I didn't do anything perfect. I'm still not perfect. Never gonna be perfect, but I try to be the best I can. So I don't try to blame God. Now, have I done it? I heard them words before, but I ain't got nothing to say about that now. I can say I can honor God and talk about God and tell you how much I love him, how much he's done for me, how much he's changed my life, how much the blessings and things. And all the blessings, I ain't talking about money. I'm talking about people. I'm talking about the learning experiences. I'm talking about it, just blessings on top of blessings, and it ain't got nothing to do with money. If you think all your blessings just money, you got to figure it out wrong. I'll tell you that much. Let's get into our next Bible verse, Joshua 1:9. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and good and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is thee whithersoever thou goest. God is with you 24/7, 365. Not 12, 5, 2:15. That ain't what I said. The whole year, every day, nighttime, daytime, noon, morning, whatever. God is with you. He's with all of us. So we have to know that. We have to believe that and know, like that situation. That let's say I would have went in jail and I wasn't praying and crying out to God. Maybe that situation would have turned out differently. I don't know. But I wasn't praying as much as I do now, but I had a praying family and I was praying 45 minutes out of jail, no record. I mean, hey, you do the math. I didn't do it. I didn't do that. I didn't have, matter of fact, I didn't get a one phone call. Now that I think about it, I wasn't in there long enough, I guess, to get them privileges. And I didn't want to get them. I wanted to get out of there. So yeah. Again, 13-year-old self, you can't save everyone. You can pray for them. You can love on them. You can love on them from far. A lot of times we get in these situations, especially with narcissists, and we want to save them. We want to help them. And I know a lot of women that do that because I've seen it. They'll try to help the male narcissist. They want to help them, help the abuser. You cannot save everyone. They got to be willing to save themselves or help themselves first before you can do anything. If they're not willing to put in the work, guess what? I remember sitting down in the VA hospital in Louisiana with my ex-wife at with a therapist. And you know what it's like to sit down in counseling with a narcissist? I don't know if y'all ever did that, but trust me, it don't end out the way you think. It's one big lie. They putting on a show to make you look stupid in there. And you sitting out there pouring out your heart, telling the truth. And they sitting up there telling lies. Basically, You know what? They do a smear campaign to a person they don't even know, which they do that anyway. But to the doctor, she was doing a smear campaign to the psychologist, to the therapist. We supposed to be in there talking about our marriage, but knowing what I know now, I would tell my 13-year-old self, you gonna be in there with that woman. You know, if you get married to her, you know, you can't change that. You get married to her, you gonna be in there with that woman. Just know that everything she's saying in there is a lie. And I'm gonna tell that story too about that, because I think a lot of y'all need to know about that part of my story that y'all haven't heard. I haven't told the whole story. Y'all know about Honduras. Y'all know about her getting married to somebody else while we was married. But they got a lot of other stuff I've left off and I haven't even gotten to yet. So just know that. Let me jump back in the chat. We coming down to the end. I'm doing pretty good. Let's see. KBS says, so true. I missed one birthday party and was never invited again. They just wanted my gift. I have expensive taste. Fake friends, fake family. Who needs them? That's where I'm at. I'm with you, KBS. I'm with you. You know, you sitting here, you supporting these people doing everything. Me and Shannon talk about this all the time. Then bought them things, bought purses, bought different things for people, family members. I can't even get you to like a video. I can't get you to come watch a video for 2-3 minutes out of your day. But I have friends that like everybody's in the chat and different people that watch this after the replay that are come watching and like it and comment and share it out. But I can't even get my own family. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I feel you on that one. Pastor Vaughn say, that's my life verse. Be strong and courageous. Amen to that. Love Peace say, yes, God is with us all the time, 24/7. Tony say, he would never leave you nor forsake you. Definitely agree with that. Yes, this is a gem. I would tell myself that the same people you're man, see, I couldn't think of them all, but I'm glad y'all in this chat helping me out, walk this out, because I don't like to come up with so much. The same people you're consoling, praying for, and then rush to pick the phone up for you will turn against you. You're being trained to be a people pleaser. And you know what, Jasmine, speaking directly to you and everybody in the chat, you're being trained from that. You know what? Since you was a little person, a little 2-3-year-old, you've been trained to be a people pleaser. In a lot of situations, I don't know why it is, but I know you're being trained. So it's up to us to break those generational curses. I think it's a curse. That's what I think. You know, I could be wrong, but that's what I think. KB, he has your back, especially in time of need. Amen to that. Let's see. Ooh, I scrolled up too high. Oh, they go behind you back and talk to them. They will tell them you crazy. Yeah, see, that's the thing too. You know, when you in them situations with a therapist and it's a narcissist, like I was, they going back calling them. She right. They going back calling the doggone therapist, telling them stuff, you know, without your knowledge. So what do you think happened when you go in there the next time? Now they're looking at you with the side, I could, you know, this person, and it shouldn't be like that, but it happens. They believe in a person, like, okay, well, I have nothing, you know, I have no reason not to believe them. And that's sad. It should be, they need to sit down and talk to both. But so if you're with somebody that a therapist or a life coach or anything like that, and they don't know anything about narcissists, I'm telling you now, you might want to change your therapist or your life coach. Trust me, you might want to, because that's not the person you need to be with. Believe me on that. That's not who you want to be with. Nope. Not who you want to be with. Just my take on that. Let me see what else we got in here. Let's see. I think she said, oh my God, my ex married someone in a Hebrew marriage while married to me. I was crushed. Whoa, see, I didn't know that. He moved in with her a day after leaving me. Hey, our stories were late right there. It wasn't a Hebrew marriage, but she got married to somebody in Honduras. Real quick, for y'all that don't know, we got married 2012 August. She got married to him, I think it was either April or May 2014. Figure that one out. Yeah, I let that sit there and think it, just like Phoenix just said. Figure that one out. We didn't get divorced till I think it was finalized 2017. So you figure that one out. Again, we got married August 2012. She got married to a man in Honduras in 2014. So she had 2 husbands. Yeah, figure that one out. Think about that. Just like she's saying, he got married to another woman. Yeah. I think a lot of people don't believe that it happens. It happens. Definitely happens. Definitely happen. Okay, let me get back into these last little couple I have. And this is a big one. It's a big one. Focus on your mental health more. For y'all to watch tennis, I watch tennis. Osaka. She checked out of the French Open, and a lot of people supporting her. But I'm looking at the people that hating on her. Man, that woman, she gotta protect her own mental state. If she's not feeling physically fit, or in this case, I was gonna be mentally fit to talk to reporters about situations, because when you go back and look at some of her tapes, I start looking at stuff on YouTube, you can see the anxiety built up in her, and she kind of have her head down, you know, when she talking, because she don't want to do that. I know you signed up to make all this money, but she still don't want to do that. So again, focus on your mental. I would tell my 13-year-old self, focus on your mental health, because mental health is big. And it's one of those things that if all these other things, especially emotional abuse and things like that, if you're not focused on your own mental health, you'll end up in situations where you shouldn't be at. So that's when you need to really drop down to God and go to prayer. And like Osaka did, hey, they ain't for me. I can go step off and do this over here. She's what, number 2? I think she's ranked number 2 in the country. How much you want to bet? I give it a month or two. I bet they changed some regulations and stuff with some of them press conferences, because she's a high-ranking player. When people like that stand up and say something, things happen. And when people go to prayer and go to God in prayer, things begin to happen. So I can see the tennis world go change. It's like, okay. Now, everybody built different. Like Serena said, she said, you know, I just deal with it differently. So she know how to, like, when people snap at her, she snaps back. But everybody don't handle that situation the same, especially when it comes to narcissist abuse. So I might handle it one way. Tanya's going to handle it a different way. Rizzo's going to handle it another way. Janet's going to handle it another way. My wife handled it. Everybody's going to handle it different. We all have similar stories of narcissism, but we all going to handle those stories or those situations differently. So, yeah. Let me jump in the chat and see. Let's see. What else we got in here? Yeah, you say narcs don't care. Nah. Yeah. Leap of faith say rock they block. Yeah. Yeah, she was. Just like you talking about your, yeah. You talking about my ex, yeah, true narc. Married to 2. And I'll tell you something about this since we're talking about that, because I'm almost finished. Married to 2, and then found out, I found all this later on. She would go to Honduras and get tested for sexually transmitted diseases to make sure that he didn't have them. And they both, every time she went down there, they both would get tested. I was like, so you mean to tell me you got married to a guy, y'all having sex, y'all doing everything, you know, like a married couple would do. Y'all know all this stuff, but then you had the audacity to go get tested for STDs. And then this is the kicker. This is the kicker. You got married to somebody in Honduras that was only 20. You're 40-something years old at the time, and the guy was abusive to you, like physically abusive. Now, see, I didn't know that because she always had the excuse of what happened. Like, she came home one time with some bruises on her, all looked like scratches. She said she fell off a motorcycle, you know, because they got little mopeds you around. It's believable. But kind of find out, no, the dude pushed her down on the ground. That's how she scraped her arm. So I'm telling you, narcissists, they do all kind of stuff to hide stuff from you, and you won't know nothing. You just be blind. And it was only by the grace of God he was able to lead me to certain things, and I was able to figure out some of this stuff and get out of that situation. Black Queen for life. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Let's see. She thought she could get away with it being in another country. Exactly. She thought that her being married in Honduras, and the lie was like book material, because her lie was, it had some truth to it. She was going down there for work because she worked in water purification. And y'all don't know, you go to Mexico, some of these countries, well, Honduras, another, you cannot drink the water. So she's supposed to be working with this guy. And I seen the check. So she was getting paid for going down there. But yeah, she was married to somebody else. So yeah, she thought that, you know, and I mean, she didn't lie to the government, because, you know, you got to go sit down and do passport. She was trying to be a sponsor to get him over, and she got him over in Louisiana. I found it out all later on, you know, we're going through divorce and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah. So people, trust me, when people show you who they are, believe that. Don't try to argue with them about who they are, because that's not what you want to do. I would definitely tell myself, don't argue with people when they show you who they are. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? I mean, because I'm sitting here, I've done it. I know you've done it. I'm sitting here trying to tell these people, man, you should be doing this, and the third. And then I listen to nothing I'm saying. So why am I wasting breath and energy? You know what? I'm going to pray for you. I can do that. I won't be that evil. I'll pray for you. But you're no longer welcome in my life. And that's the decisions. That's the hard truths that we have to make. And that's something I would tell my 13-year-old self. You're going to have to make some tough choices. And some people got to get out of your life. Like stepdads. And when I told you I went no contact with my stepdad last year, I had to. all the years of mental and emotional abuse, this guy, even at 40 plus years old, I'm 42 now, this guy would call me. Do you know he still try to curse me out? So I'm sitting here arguing with another grown man on the phone, somebody that raised me since I was 5. And I'm like, for what? Like, what are we arguing about? So guess what? Again, how much a year changes. That's before I started faith-based workplace. So that was the last time I really talked to him, really. So I'm telling you, man, God just does some things, man. I'm telling you, he does things that's just different. Like I told you, I reconnected with my biological dad last year. This man is cool. We never really had a good relationship. Now he talked to my wife more than he talked to me sometimes. I'm just telling you, when you know your foundation, you know what God can do, and you go to God in prayer, he go root up a whole bunch of stuff. All this evil stuff that's around us. And you wonder, like, we be hurt and sad. No, God trying to protect you. He trying to get all these people out of your life. Like, no, you don't need this stepdad. You don't need that sister. You don't need that mama. You don't need this person. You don't need that person. And we're like, but you're taking everybody away. He's doing it for a reason, because you have a purpose in life, and these people can't go where you're going. So your mental health and all this stuff that we're talking about tonight, all this is good to know. It's great things to know. And you have to tell that 13-year-old self, you have to protect yourself. If you don't know, you got to know now. So my thing to y'all is teach your kids about narcissists. Now, if they 8, 9, 10 year old, I mean, I know they got to develop the mental capability for some of this stuff, but teach them now to learn a lot of this stuff, because, man, let me tell you, this stuff, like I said earlier, it's not for the weak at heart. Like Jasmine just said, hold on, I just seen it. Let me see where is that. They say y'all keep praying for me, showing a no contact journey. I'm right there with you. I'm no contact with a few people, and it's hard. And I will say this: it does get easier. I did a post the other day on Instagram and Facebook, and I can't remember how I said it, but basically it was something to the effect: be so busy in your life, like things that you have going on, that basically you don't care nothing about what they doing over there. So they could be buying new cars. You know how narcissists like to do. They might not post all this stuff. Some of them do. Some of them that are post and brag, but some of them just want to show you. They want to like pull up in their new car, or pull up, or show, tell your family, oh yeah, I bought me a new $1 million house. Be so busy in prayer, in worship, in reading the Bible, in learning about narcissist abuse. It don't matter what they posting or what they talking about. You could care less. And I ain't trying to be evil or cold. I'm just telling you, just be busy and don't worry about these people, because these people are here to, y'all know what I'm about to say, kill, steal, and destroy. They're trying to destroy your life. They're trying to destroy your character. I don't care how many times they tell you I love you. If he punch you and they say I love you, that's not love. If he slap you and they say I love you, that's not love. If she cheat on you every other month, that's not love. If she go to Honduras too much, I can laugh about it now, but if she go to Honduras, you might want to talk to your wife. You might want to go down there. I'm not saying your wife cheating on you. I'm just saying, I'm trying to lighten it up a little bit, but yeah. My phone say, thanks for sharing your story. Those red flags are necessary to look out for. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I didn't have the mental capacity to recognize red flags that was actually affecting my life at the time. Now, did I know some things was going on? I'm not saying I'm stupid. Yeah, I recognize some stuff, but she wasn't. Who would actually sit there and think, oh, my wife at the time got a husband in Honduras? Who thinks that? I couldn't even fathom. I mean, yeah, I watched Lifetime before and seen the movies, but who could think of this stuff? So yeah, you're welcome. Like I said, we all here to learn and grow together. So that's what this whole channel about. It's not just about me just telling my story or me just beating up on y'all. That's not what I'm here for. I want to share, because I want to get some. When I go back and rewatch the live, I look at the comments and I want to see, because I can't catch everything while I'm doing this, but you go back and look at the comments like, whoa, I missed some of this stuff. But I'm able to learn from y'all. That's why the channel growing. I'm happy to say that I think it's at what is it at? 1,250 something subscribers right now. So it's constantly growing. I'm getting closer to getting monetized. So I'm just happy that y'all here and watching. If you're not, again, the boast and brag, I'm just telling y'all that a lot of things we don't even see them coming when God involved. God shows us bits and pieces. What this channel gonna be, I don't know. But I know I'm gonna keep doing the work and putting in the work to get this channel, to as many people, because it's not just us in this chat. I'm pretty sure for everybody in the chat, we know somebody else that's in narcissist abuse. And those people know somebody else that's involved in narcissist abuse. That's why I try to share out as much content as I can, not just on my channel, but like Tonya, my wife's channel, different channel, because everybody talking about narcissist abuse. I try to share that stuff out because people need to, you might not want to hear from me. Maybe you want to hear from a woman, or maybe you want to hear somebody telling their story. Okay, but as long as you, at the end of the day, it's about getting the help that you need from wherever you get it from. I don't care where you go get the help from. Well, I'm way back. My bad. Let me okay, Black Queen for Life say no contact for 2 weeks. Not, hey, I know that's early stages, but still congratulations on that, because you made an effort, you made a decision that's gonna change the way you operate. It's gonna change a lot of things, but I'm happy you made a decision, because at some point we gotta make the decision. So I'm happy. We praying for you. We're gonna say a prayer before we get out here. We always do, but I'm happy that you was able to recognize enough is enough. It's time to go, time to bounce. Yeah. Let's see what else we got in here. Let's see. Okay, Kenyatta said, welcome, thank you. No contact is the best thing you can do in a toxic, unhealthy relationship. It is, because you got to look at it like, how can I say this? If you're in some of these situations or some of these relationships, and it don't matter if it's physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, or whatever, but you realize you what, a narcissist, or just not even a narcissist, it's just a toxic relationship, just overall, like she says, it's a toxic relationship. You have to go no contact, because what you're doing, if you have low contact sometime, you like setting yourself up, especially if the man, able to find you, and he able to go to your, wherever you're at, and go find you and beat on you or do something like that. So a lot of times going no contact is the best answer. It's also the correct answer. And for the people that tell you, oh, you going no contact with, they'll tell you it's your dad, your mom. We hear all the stories. For people that's telling you you're wrong, my question to them would be, have you been through what I've been through? Can you tell my story the way I can? Because last time I checked, nobody can tell my story better than I can. Not even Shannon. I can't tell Shannon's story better than she can, because I still don't know all of Shannon's story, because we still be coming up with like, I forgot that happened. And I'm pretty sure y'all can relate. Y'all like, I forgot some of this stuff happened. It's hard to keep up with all the stuff that we've been through. You remember what you can, but I mean, you can't keep up with all that stuff. Danny say, no contact has been easy for me from day one. When I'm done, for real, for real. Amen to that. Amen to that. KBX say, I told my son, and he witnessed 2 narc skimming on my resources. One was his father, the other 12 years later. So I'm working on myself to be stronger and choosing the right one. Amen to that. Amen to that. Go to God in prayer before you make any decision. Trust me. I tried it twice by myself, and we all know how those marriages end. And when I say by myself, what I mean is I found a woman attractive, thinking everything will work out. Had, we talked, and we adults in this, so we talked, and okay. Guess what? It didn't work out. But when I allowed myself to sit there and actually heal from the last situation I was in, God blessed me with Shannon. And this marriage, I know everybody like to say that, but I'm telling you the truth. This marriage is nothing like I've never witnessed myself. I'm talking about for my marriage, because it's totally different. I got a God-fearing woman for real, not somebody that's faking in the church, that's going to church just for views and likes. How about that? They're just going to church just to show their face so everybody can say, oh, she's at church all the time. Or everybody won't say, oh, well, your wife never come to church. They just going just to go because they don't want to be that person. So, yeah. Let's see what else we got in here. Let's see. Love Peace say, red flags, run and never look back. Amen. Yeah. Yeah. You're right about that. You're right about that. And Dwayne say 1.25 accounting. Yes. I'm happy. I'm happy for I've noticed and learn to count all the blessings, even small blessings. I mean, hey, 1.25, I know I'm not big as some channels, but that's still, to me, that's a number. When I hit, guess what, 1260, that's another little award for me, because at some point you're going to be bigger. You can go back and look like, man, I remember when I started, we all start with just one, and that's usually your spouse or your best friend or something like that. So we all start with, at least one. So, I mean, you got to keep growing and keep supporting. And I think a lot of that goes to, especially when dealing in the narcissist community, I think a lot of that stuff that happens, we I know with me, it was easier for me to tell my story once I started talking about it because it's like a release. Every time I tell my story, like I feel talking to y'all tonight and just reading what happened. Like I told you my LinkedIn post about the Sheila Rama, just telling those different stories. It helps, man. It's a way to not really relive things, but it's a way to get over things, if that makes sense. Okay, let me get down to the last couple of things. Let's see. Learn that people come and go. It's kind of what I talked about a little bit earlier. But again, like I said, God is here 24/7. People go come and go out of your life, whether it's through death or whether it's through divorce or whether it's through no contact or through great rock or whatever the case is. People will come and go in your life, whether it's God's will or maybe sometimes it'll be your will because you made a decision that, like she said earlier, you made a decision to go no contact 2 weeks ago. So either way it go, we all got to make a decision at some point to what I call it, stand up for ourselves. So we got to make a decision like, this is not what I want to continue doing. I don't want to continue in this emotional roller coaster, like up and down. Life is already an emotional roller coaster anyway, but I think when you're a narcissist abuse, it's like going to Six Flags or Disney World or Universal Studios, something like that, and just getting on the scariest roller coaster they got and riding it every day, 3-4 hours a day. I think at some point, even I have nothing against riding roller coasters. I like riding them, but at some point that's going to get old to me riding roller coaster every day. So being on an emotional roller coaster with a narcissist, that's not what I want to be on. It's not where I want to be. I don't know about y'all, but that's not where I want to be at. Let's see. Can y'all say, I've noticed people have no interest in hearing about narcissist abuse or look into it if it personally never affected them. And that's what I was saying earlier. See, people can't relate. People can't relate. Now, the crazy thing is, you know what? You know what I can't say? I will say this. They can't relate, but they also don't want to relate. It's like they don't want to know those problems. When you say you're going no contact with like a parent or something like that, they don't want to hear those things because then what's going to happen is they have to look at themselves. Think about that. They probably been in some kind of emotional abuse. None of us purpose, so we've been in different situations. But if you start talking about no contact and narcissists and great rock and everything that you learned about, now they have to look at themselves. So they don't want to hear your story because they know their mom been abusing them all their life, whether it's physically, emotionally, whatever. So they don't want to hear that story. That's what I think. That's what this came to me. I think they don't want to hear that story because of that. I think they don't want to look at themselves because they know that they've been in some situations or they still currently in the situation. And they don't want to have to make that hard choice that you made and go no contact with a parent or get a divorce from a spouse because they've been beating on you or whatever. But they're looking at you like, okay, you went no contact. You think you better than me. Nah, I don't think I'm better than you. I'm going no contact because of what? Because of my mental health, because of my well-being, because maybe God told me to. I do not believe God wants us being abused and beaten and battered. It's not what he wants from us. And again, he didn't tell us to be with these people. So when we do end up being abused, battered, and all this stuff, you got to look back and then I'll tell you what I did. I'll tell you what I did in the previous marriage. So you get with the person. I got with her. And then after being with her for so many months, then I go to God in prayer talking about, God, can you fix this? Now think about what I just said. So I wanted God to fix something that I seen some red flags in the beginning. He didn't tell me to go be with that person. So that's my fault, not his. So I can't blame God for that. He didn't tell me to go. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. So it's like, yeah. So if those people don't want to listen to you, what you got to do, you have to find your tribe. So people like this in this community, you have to talk to people like us. And then the tribe is they got way more people that's on YouTube or just different people that have books talking about this. So if those people don't want to be around you, hey, ask God to bring you some new friends that want to hear about this. And, you can go to God in prayer and talk about stuff like that. That's what I've been doing lately. And that's what he's been bringing me, different people. KBX say, I am okay with the Vanishing Act now as I mature. Yeah, poof, be gone. I'm out. I care about my mental health. I care about myself, so I can't do that. Black Queen for Life say, yes, I was tired of feeling used. And see, that's what it comes down to. It's like you care for this person, you love this person, but you know on the inside, deep down, you're being used. So at some point, it's like, man, enough is enough. Especially after some years. After years and years, it's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not built like that to keep doing that. So you got to make a decision. That decision is going to change your life for the better. Let's see. Adrena says scammers and other manipulators have high numbers on social media, etc. So yeah, don't go off numbers with people online. Yeah, like I say, numbers are numbers. Like I said, I go to God in prayer and ask for the growth of the channel, but not just to have 1 million subscribers, but it's to reach. I just want to reach a bigger audience talking about narcissist abuse and sharing different stories and things that I talk about. It's because I think the more people that learn about this, it's like, especially men. I think the more men that hear me talk, then they might want to share their story. Maybe they want to go do their own YouTube channel. And that's what it's about. So if I talk to a guy, and let's say a few months later, he ended up starting his YouTube channel. Okay. I think that's what it is to me. I mean, I love stuff like that. I'm not one to sit back and not support you because of whatever. I support you until you show me who you are, like I said earlier. So you show me who you really are, I'm like, okay. Jammin say, so true. When I look back over my life, God's love for me was so strong that he removed me from the North's presence. Hey, man, to that, like I said, it's so many situations we can go back and just look and think about, like, man, but God. Like I told you, that night when I got arrested, but God, for sure. In big, bold letters, but God. Who get out of jail on a Friday night, man? 45 minutes after being arrested. Who does that? God can do it. I know I'm not the only story. Other people have been in that situation. That's God. Now, what did they give God the glory? I am. Because I know it was him. It wasn't me. So, yeah. And I just want to thank y'all again for sitting in here, just being with me for this time. I'm coming down to the end to wrap this up. I just thank y'all, for being here. Like I said, don't forget to hit the like and then, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, I know we got some new people in here. Hey, subscribe to the channel. We just, I'm here every Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I usually upload a video, like a video premiere every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you subscribe and turn on all the. So I just learned that if you subscribe, you got to turn on the notifications. You turn on all the notifications, then you'll know every time I drop, you'll get an alert, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm here. And then my wife, she's usually live on Sunday, 7 p.m. She has her own channel. Let me see. Let me put her stuff up before I get out of here. Let me see. Where is her thing at? Well, that's Narc Free Living. I'll put her thing scrolling down at the bottom. So Narc Free Living is her channel. So the name is in the middle, but she also has a website. So she has shirts and cups and mugs and all kind of nice stuff. I'll be wearing some. Tonight I got my shirt on, but she has a lot of her shirts on and stuff. So you go to her website and she talks about a lot of narcissist abuse, and you can hear her story and things like that. And I have a lot of videos now that you can go look at, talking about narcissist abuse. So yeah. So let's look at the comments before I get out of here. Let's see. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. Oh, let me read my last Bible verse. I know I'm forgetting something. Hold on before I get out of here. I missed one. 2 Chronicles 31-21. It's the last verse. And in every work that he began in the service of the house of God, in the law and in the commandment to seek his God, he did it with all his heart, not half his heart, not some of his heart, not a little piece of his heart. He did it with all his heart. So he prospered. So what I'm telling y'all is everything that you do it with all your heart. Give God the glory on even the small thing. Thank God for having lights on. Thank God for the AC. Thank God for the heat in the wintertime. Thank God for a car to drive, a roof over your head. Thank God for you coming out of an abusive situation, because some of us, don't come out of this situation. They end up, the significant other, the spouse or whatever, end up killing these people. So thank God for getting out of that situation. I got to thank God for that, because like I told you, that Honduras trip, that could have been my last trip. That's another. If it went the way I had wanted it to go, which was not the right way, I could have ended up in a Honduras jail. I would have never met none of y'all. I wouldn't have. I would have never met Shannon. There wouldn't be a faith-based workplace. I wouldn't be a realtor. I wouldn't be doing none of this stuff. So my thing is, you got to realize some of the decisions you make go affect yourself later on in life. That's why I titled this, "What Would You Tell Your 13-year-old self?" Because a lot of things we can go back and tell ourselves. I promise you probably be sitting there talking to yourself for days, weeks, some of us months. Everything you remember, you're like, hold on, you got to write this down so on this day, this man go walk up to you, don't talk to him. I know some of y'all will be like, don't talk to him. Just like me, be like, nah, don't talk to her. Don't get married to her. Keep it moving. Find somebody else. You need to talk to them. So I'm trying to tell y'all, we have to learn from our mistakes and move past that. We can't just stay in these situations and then, blame God, or, you watch a YouTube live like this and the stuff hitting you, like it's hitting you, God talking to you. You sit there like, well, that's just him. But you're in the same situation. You talking about that's just me. So I'm like, man, come on, man. So just realize that, because I know that's what I had to do. I started watching, who was I watching? I was watching Tonya channel. And, matter of fact, Shannon the one shared the channel with me. Shannon started looking at it a couple of times. I started watching them more than her. So Tonya was sharing all this different stuff about Narc. I'm sitting there like, man, it's everything that, I've been dealing with, So everything she was saying, I was like, man, hold up, man. So I'll go to run to Shannon, like, Shannon, you listen to this video about Tonya? She's like, no, say send it to me. So I send a video like every night. I get in the shot to play it. And by the time a thing will be over, I'm like, man, this some stuff. That's before I started faith-based workplace. I was like, man, there's some stuff right here. And then it taught me that it's not just me. It's not just Shannon. It's a lot of people around the world that's going through these things. And, hey, telling y'all. Oh, let me see. Talking about I'm going to watch a movie with the kiddos now. Y'all have a beautiful evening. God bless you. And remember to trust God in the process. Amen. Hey, thank you for coming out. Anybody else? I miss y'all. Y'all left. Thank y'all. Let me go back and let's see. What did I miss? Let's scroll up just a little bit, not too far. She also said before she left, thank you, Solomon, faith-based workplace, for all that you do in the community. Hey, you're welcome, and thank you also for everybody that's doing something with any of these channels. Lou said, let's pray these narc demons. Ain't that the truth? That's what we need to do. Adrian said, great convo tonight. Thank you. Black Queen for life. Oh, you watch her too. You talking about my wife? Oh, you watch North? Okay. Thank you. Hey, we have go to everybody channel. I mean, because it's enough to go around. So yeah. Adrian said she loves Shed Merch. Yeah, you be rocking. Don't you got the hoodie? And I think I know you got the hoodie for sure, but yeah, she got some awesome stuff over there at Narc Free Living. So y'all go check that out. KBX, I love her YouTube channel as well. Thank you. And we appreciate all the support. Like I said, she's not here. She had an event, a ladies event, and she had to dress up and stuff and meet a whole bunch of, she retired from the military a few years ago. So they was having an event for one of the ladies, and she went to that. So I'm like, go handle your business. I handle it on my own tonight. I'm good. I'm a big boy. I can do the YouTube thing by myself tonight. She's like, oh, but I'm missing. Hey, you can watch the replay too. Danny said, until we meet again, love y'all. Hey, thank you. Gordon said, I just subscribed. Thank you for your time. Hey, thank you for the subscription. And I hope that, you can watch other videos. I have different playlists and stuff. So hopefully you can find other content on this channel. I try to break it down, like parental alienation and, toxic workplace and stuff like that. So it's broken down if you want to find different videos. Thank you for that. KBS say, God bless everyone. It was a hectic Friday. Won't go to bed without hearing his word, because I will be at peace as always. Amen to that. Amen to that. Jasmine said, Shannon is a deliverance minister. She may not know it, but God will reveal it. Hey, I hear you on that. We talk about that a lot. She's doing a lot. She's doing a lot. I love my wife, and I love just supporting her and, being out there. So, yeah. Plus the B say, another great live chat, thought-provoking. Thank you. That's what I try to do. I try to think of something, like what would I want to hear and what would people probably want to hear, and try to come up with a catchy title and then just try to, do that. So let me say the prayer before we get out of here right quick for y'all that want to stay, and I'll say a quick prayer, and then we will go ahead and shut this one down. God, I just want to come to you just saying thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to talk tonight on this live. Thank you for the people that came out and shared in the chat, shared their different stories. I know someone went no contact in the last couple of weeks or the last year or whatever the case is. Just praying for those people and praying that you just give them strength, because it's not an easy path. It's not an easy road to go no contact, whether it's a spouse or a family member. It's never easy to take somebody out of your life that's still alive. So I just want to pray for them people. I want to pray for everybody who's going to watch the replay. Just pray that, the words that I share, or even in a chat that they see, is able to touch them. If they're in a narcissist abuse situation, or just an abusive situation, or a toxic relationship, that they're able to get the help they need. Whether it's, going to, calling the cops if they have to, or going to a women's shelter, or in some cases going to a men's shelter. I'm praying that you give them the strength and the know-how to be able to do some of these things and to reach out and ask for help. I think a lot of times we don't ask for help, and that's how we end up in some of the situations we end up in. So I just want to thank you. I just want to pray for everybody for the rest of this Friday night. Pray for this weekend that y'all have a glorious weekend, and also pray that y'all have a great next week. Thank you again. This asking your son in Jesus' name, amen. Hey, thank y'all again. This was I'm pretty much on time. It's 8:41, so I try to shut it down usually around 8:30. So thank y'all again. Good night, everybody. I love all y'all for coming out. Thank you again. We'll be here again. Like I say, Shannon should be dropping. I'm pretty sure she's dropping a video tomorrow. So if you follow her, you'll know she's dropping something tomorrow. I can't remember if she's doing a live Sunday, but I'm going to assume she is. So 7 p.m. North Free Living, we'll be over there 7 p.m. Thank y'all again, and I'll see y'all next time. God bless you.